Excellency President Robert Gabriel Mugabe, in absentia, President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, my colleague, Honorable Walter Chidagwa, Minister of Mines and Mining Development, the Republic of Zimbabwe, Excellencies, ambassadors here present, distinguished panel, I wish to thank the panelists here most profoundly for two things. The first one being the induction of my good self into the club last night. I was invited to a dinner, special dinner, then I discovered, in fact, it was an initiation ceremony of me. Thank you very much for welcoming me into the club. Secondly, like the true guardians, you are not discouraged from coming to Harare because of the Ebola thing in West Africa. I know during tea time we are discussing, and there are concerns from families and friends. Are you going to Africa now? And so on. And you decided you should still come here. And in particular, come to Zimbabwe, my second home that the professor spoken about. I always look forward to coming to Zimbabwe. It's a very beautiful country. And we care and we love this republic. And senior officials from SADC region who may be here, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin now by expressing my deep gratitude for the invitation to my good self and my delegation from South Africa to attend this conference. It is our view that this conference and similar ones provide important platforms where we coordinate our joint efforts in implementing the African mining vision. We have worked very hard as a continent and the global industry to stem the flow of conflict diamonds that had fueled political and military crises on the continent, as well as funding a network of other illicit activities in the world. We are of the opinion that the goals we set for ourselves as the Kimberley process has been an extremely difficult but an attainable objective. As we gather here today, we celebrate the fact that 99% of all diamonds that enter the market are legitimate in origin and conflict-free. This unprecedented success should be applauded and defended. The challenge facing us in this regard is to defend the character of the KPCS from toxic political pollution by agenda that stray away from our original objectives. This requires firmness boldness, and unshakable determination on the part of all of us who still hold the original mandate as sacrosanct. Lest we forget, ladies and gentlemen, the original mandate was to remove blood diamonds from the market and the industry. Nothing more and nothing less. At this stage, I would like to take this opportunity to thank China, the current chair of the KPCS, for the leadership provided under her tenure. We look forward to the plenary later this month, where chairpersonship will be transferred from China to Angola, in whom we have utmost confidence and wish her a successful term in advance. We note with concern developments in the Central African Republic, which have seen the political challenges reopening old wounds of illicit trade in diamonds that fuel conflict and undermine the stability of that country. Developments such as this need to be dealt with decisively and comprehensively. We therefore need to soldier on in this regard. With regard to collaboration, South Africa Mining Research and Development Entity, MINTEC, stand ready to make its contribution in this regard. We further support the readmission of the Côte d'Ivoire following the United Nations Security Council Resolution 2153 of 2014, which ended the country's economic embargo, and also in terms of the 2013 KPCS plenary resolution. In addition to stemming trade in conflict diamonds, we must now focus on ensuring that the industry contributes to the development of the continent along the lines suggested by the continent's vision. If we do this, the industry will then become a valued enabler of development and a symbol of hope and prosperity for all. By its nature, mining is finite and has to be embarked upon with this understanding in mind. Accordingly, we agree with Zimbabwe that beneficiation is important in order to serve the long-term interests of the communities and countries in which minerals are found. As articulated in the African mining vision, the goal is to see mining sector fully integrated and diversified through linkages, mutually beneficial partnerships, and a competitive infrastructure platform for value addition and economic linkages. I close quote. In this light, we would like to congratulate the Zimbabwean government for a visionary step taken in aligning the Zimbabwean Diamond Exchange to the African mining vision. We wish you, our hosts, a successful launch of the Bose and pray for success and good health of your diamond industry. I would particularly, Comrade Minister, hope that we can use a very warm relationship between yourself and me to ensure that this vision is realized on the continent. And I would like to bring the South African side on board in all respects with regard to the industry, not only in mining, but then not only in diamonds mining, but across the entire spectrum. This is for two reasons, if not more. But one of them is that we remember with particular fondness the sanctuary that you have provided us in the days of apartheid and the support you provided to our struggle for liberation against apartheid. As I was schooling here, Mr. Minister, I didn't come here to study, I came here to lead a liberation army. I was in charge of the Northern Front of Mkhonto Sizwe warriors. So as the, the opposite of the chief rep, I was leading the underground, the chief rep was leading the political. And I decided I would use that time as well to study, which I did and passed. So I passed both the liberation struggle and actually as well as the degree. In South Africa, we have made some progress towards developing a sustainable diamond mining and a beneficiation industry. The industry in South Africa is regulated through the Diamond Amendment Act of 2005, whose objectives are threefold. Firstly, to ensure that the diamond resources of the Republic are exploited and developed in the best interests of people of South Africa. Secondly, to promote equitable access to the resources and local beneficiation. And finally, to ensure compliance with the Kimberley Process Certification Scheme. The industry in South Africa employs over 13,500 people with a year-on-year increase of 11.2%. We look forward to continued investment in green and brown fields in South Africa. I should say that this administration, the fifth administration since independence, is leaving no stone unturned in developing our capacity in the energy sector. Because we are fully cognizant of the fact that mining cannot take place successfully unless we can secure our energy needs. So we are looking at renewable energy. We are expanding our coal-fired power stations. And we are also collaborating with our colleagues in the region on the Inca project in the DRC. We want to see that come to life because we are convinced that once we put that power online, we'll not only be able to supply Africa, but we'll also be able to supply parts of Western Europe. I was addressing a meeting in China recently, and I was saying to the particular people I was addressing, I was saying to them, look, the well-known reserves of minerals are in Africa. So what it means is that you can avoid us for a while, but at the end of the day, you are going to have to come back to us. And secondly, we are the youngest continent. So when you talk of the future, the economy of the world, it is going to be fueled by the African continent. Those are the realities of our times. So the recovery of the Western economies cannot be guaranteed until we come to the table, or until we are nicely quoted and treated equally by our partners so that we can assist the recovery of the economies of the West. I must just say, going back to South Africa, we have seen notable expansion in the existing mines. For instance, DBS in Venetia, right at the border with Zimbabwe. And $2 billion investment has been put down, which allows us to then go underground and the lifespan of the mine to be extended to 2040. This investment projects the creation of 5,000 direct jobs. Petra is also bullish on diamond mining in South Africa, increasing production across operations and expanding the historic Cullinan mine, which is a shining example of what is possible. By the way, the Cullinan mine has a tendency of producing these rare gems. The queen herself on her crown is wearing the Cullinan product. I want to then say, colleague, that our Council for Geoscience is ready to cooperate with yourselves in Zimbabwe and our colleagues in the region to open up new frontiers in terms of our mining industry. Ladies and gentlemen, the continent will be hosting the International Geological Congress, or IGC. I have it on good authority that for geologists, this is akin to Soccer World Cup or a Grand Prix. So I would like to take this opportunity to extend a formal invitation to you all to attend this historic event, which will be hosted by South Africa in Cape Town in August 2016. Program Director, allow me to close by once again thanking our hosts for extending to me and my delegation their known warm hospitality since our arrival in the city of Harare. I thank you.